On the east coast, the surf is pumping, and lifeguards at Muriwai's rival club, Mount Maunganui, have just rescued 3 swimmers from a deadly rip. And one is still in a very serious condition.
We've had some really strong water movement today, and the strong water movement and people who aren't necessarily locals and really knowledgeable of what this beach does, so it's really easy to get off your feet, and once you're off your feet, it's quite a quick way from there to being in a lot of trouble on this beach. As a result, we're going to end up with some people going to the hospital today from their swimming.
Just hold it there for a moment, just see what's needed.
Ambulance crews arrive, and with one look, they can tell the victim is critical. And they waste no time in getting her into the patrol vehicle and back to the ambulance.
I think let's take the oxygen system for me. If that comes out okay.
A young lady who's experienced a lot of water intake, she's going to go to hospital and she'll probably be treated, might be overnight, and they've just got to check that she hasn't got salt water in her lungs, because the salt water in your lungs is a really dangerous condition which they call secondary drowning.
For all involved, it's been a frightening experience, and nobody is out of the woods yet.
The other 2 are probably going to be okay, but they're going to check them out as well, just for that same thing, because salt water only takes a teaspoon in your lungs to cause some really big damage.
While learning to surf with the local surf school, Bonnie has emerged from the ocean with a serious head gash.
Patch her up, if you roughly, and put her in the back of that truck and just get her straight up to the club. Are you going to need an ambulance over?
Yeah, it's decent bleed, so we'll just get it stopped and then we'll take her up to the club.
Yeah, copy that. Probably best to deal with major thing like that in the first aid room where you've got some supplies and all the equipment you need over.
Hold that there?
Yeah.
We've just had a couple of guards bring a lady out of the water who's a bleeder. She seems to have whacked her head on a surfboard and has some form of wound. They're dealing with it down on the beach. We'll probably take it straight up to the first aid room up at the club and deal with it. Hopefully, if it's not too major, otherwise we'll have to call an ambulance.
You want to grab that O2 and chuck it in the back? I'll get you, hop in the back, just give her a hand holding it on.
All about prioritising it, making sure we've got the right amount of resources doing the right thing.
You're going to hop into.
It may seem like just a head gash, but her partner realises any head injury could be serious, and she needs further assessment.
Come on in, we'll get you sorted out. You're not feeling dizzy at all, nauseous?
No, I think it's that. It's just a bit sore now that it's not freezing hot.
Yeah, I'd imagine that hurts a little bit.
Can I see it? Ah! Ew, that looks yuck. Oh my god. I think I feel a little fainty after looking at the gash.
I thought you might. Sorry for spirits.
That's all good.
She was just right next to me and we were just twisting and turning in the wave, and when she came up she was like, ah, and it was all full of blood.
My next stop would be an A&E. Get a doctor to look at it.
Do I need stitches?
At a guess, probably. I'll just get some blood for you. If I send you in looking like this and you say you came from us, then go, my God, what did you do to her?
Well done. Never gets boring. This was way more exciting than I had hoped for today.
I was on the board, and then the next thing I know, I was rolling around, and the next thing I know, I got up, and then I was bleeding.
For the second time today, a surfer is sent off to A&E. It's been a busy day on New Zealand's beaches, but a successful one. The 3 swimmers from the Mount had a lucky escape and all made full recoveries.
There is something sort of a bit mysterious about the West Coast. It feels isolated when it's not.
And for Ash, it's days like this that keep him coming back to Danger Beach.
Whether you're on the West Coast or whether on the East Coast, I think lifesaving in general is really the social side that keeps you coming back. It's those experiences that you get to share with people. It's just as cool. It doesn't matter where you're doing it, as long as you're doing it with the same sorts of people.
Next week, sharks pay a visit to Danger Beach, putting kayakers at risk.
Roll over.
a longliner invades the flags. And a treadmill swimmer lands himself in real trouble.